Let's go back to 1988 for this edition of the Fulton Football Flashback. The Falcons on the road at Gatlinburg-Pittman. GP has won 33 consecutive regular season games, and they get off to a quick start. Gatlinburg leads 14-0. The Falcons get a goal line stand, or it would have been 21-0. Fulton started off the season 0-2, but the Falcons get back into the ball game right here. Here's sophomore of the year in the KIL, Ivan Roper hitting Tony Flanagan on a 56-yard touchdown. Then the Falcons immediately tie the game up. We've got an interception. It's Robert Paris on the deflection, taking it into the end zone for the touchdown. And all of a sudden, the Fulton Falcons have tied this football game up 14-14 as we approach halftime in Gatlinburg. In the third quarter, the Falcons come out hot. Here's Gary Downs with a long run for Fulton as he outruns the Gatlinburg-Pittman defense to set up Fulton's go-ahead touchdown. And doing the honors was Ivan Roper, the quarterback sneak from 1 yard out, and the Falcons have taken the lead in this football game. The extra point was no good. The score 20-14 here in the third quarter, but Fulton's going to get the football back as they forced 4 turnovers in this football game, one right here on the strip, and the fumble is recovered by Tony Kyle. Fulton adds to the lead. Tony Flanagan, his second touchdown run of the game as he reaches for the end zone, and the Falcons hit the 2-point conversion. Roper with the pass in the back corner of the end zone, and the Fulton Falcons stunning the Gatlinburg-Pittman Highlanders at Hammonds Field by the score of 28-14. Gatlinburg's not going to go down easily as they drive to the Fulton 7-yard line, and the Falcons force another turnover. The strip, the Falcons get the football back. Fulton defense closes it out with another turnover, and they are going to upset Gatlinburg-Pittman by the final score of 28-14. Here's head coach Steve Brewer to tell you more.
The turning point of our season, I feel, had to be the Gatlinburg-Pittman game. I remember on a Thursday reading the journal account of the ball game with a prediction, and they predicted the score to be 24-7, and they added, this one won't be close. And I realized and noticed that on Thursday before we played them, a lot of our players kind of felt bad about that, and I felt bad about that prediction because we felt like we had a better football team. So we came up with an idea that I think worked. If you'll remember, the headlines that we showed you before the Gatlinburg-Pittman game in the dressing room, Jerry Cash went to Gatlinburg early before the ball game Friday, and he walked up and down those streets trying to find a novelty shop which would print headlines that would state how we felt the game would turn out. And so I asked him to do that, and Jerry found a place, and at 10 minutes after 7, when we were almost ready to leave the field, he walks up and hands me a piece of paper. That piece of paper was then showed in the dressing room, and it said simply, Fulton stuns GP. Long winning streak comes to an end. If you'll remember that, I think you'll recall how we felt when maybe for the first time in a season and a half, we felt like we could beat Gatlinburg-Pittman. We went into the ball game believing that we could win. The game didn't start off that way. We got down 14-0 very quick, but then we had a great second quarter, came into the dressing room at halftime, 14-14, and we not only believed we could beat Gatlinburg-Pittman, we knew we could beat Gatlinburg-Pittman. And I think this had to be the turning point of our season. We went on to win the game 28-14, and I think for the first time, we really believed we could play football with anybody.